Alrighty. I don't really want to talk about this, but apparently there's a lot of stuff going on involving YouTubers on VRChat. Um, Now I don't want anyone to go up and harass them. Well, kinda. I kind of wish it would happen, but not for my communities, obviously. There's this whole rage bait YouTube people going on where they expose people for various things. Using expose and that way because that's what they're claiming that they're doing, but it's not what's going on. So I was given this post from Discord that basically says, hold up, these type of people went ahead and, as you can see, it says, to those who know, and obviously misspelling, to those who don't know, this is a place, like, so basically this guy is just saying, hey, this is a YouTuber problem of people going in recording without permission and such. But the thing is, without consent or permission, according to VRChat terms of service, it was originally bannable for if they did that without your reasons. Now, to my knowledge, they have yet to change that. And they made that video exposing uh degenerate VRChat furry groups. First off, furries are always degenerate. So like your point, this has been the biggest problem of all, and I don't get why that they would want to go ahead and say, "Oh, well, these people are bad because yada yada yada." Have you actually looked at the situation? Because I can guarantee you that these people just don't really care about what's really going on. Because they, for the most part, if we just scroll through exposing, like you can see that they make a lot of videos calling people certain things, like, oh hey look, you played Peak on VRChat, which yeah, that's a world I recommend. Haven't been to yet. Plan on it, but they're making like exposing videos. I don't get what some of these people are doing. He's claiming he's exposing people. I've reported him, but I mean, this one right here, there's a 50-50 that could be sexual, but I'm not even. Have you seen? Notice I haven't even watched any of the videos, as it would show a red line. But I haven't watched a single bit of this guy's videos. But looking at what all he's making his thumbnails based off of is why are you what the fuck biggest weirdos? And then I saw something. I've seen problem YouTubers in the past, but this one is I'm not watching any of his stuff because I don't want to like support him. Talking about him, however, is gonna do that. Simp furry freaks on VRChat. You're banned. Yeah, I wonder why you got banned. Like, dude. Like, I mean, okay. Now, there's actually a VRChat community I've seen that actually will make characters like mixed with the actual VTuber or actual YouTuber of the group mixed with him. And she recently, because she's mute, like she has no way of actually speaking, she finally found an AI to actually help support her and actually help her speak, which is reasonable. But then I see stuff like this, where the community is entirely unreasonable. I'm a baby. She's my kitten. What the fuck? Okay, first off, some of these aren't actually like they're just clickbait thumbnails to actually get you started. So good on your thumbnails, dude. You're at least being able to figure out how YouTube works enough to have people click on your videos. But if enough angry people go in and watch your videos and then report you because they see the amount of harassment you're doing to these people, they'd see it. I'm just scrolling through. That thumbnail at the very last one tells me, what the fuck? And some of these thumbnails that make me think, oh, yeah. Also, the doxing. Why do you think they wanted to dox you in the first place? For no reason? Like right here. Threatens to dox you. Yeah, I wonder why he wanted to dox you. So some of this seems like, oh, yeah, ill, gross, to a, yeah, no, e-girl furries are like the worst furries design ever. I found one that was decent. Um, I believe it was called Venus. It was an alright mix. It was a kit bashed avatar, and it was alright. When I used it, it was fine. Making it quest compatible, there was a lot of things that could actually happen on it. But this is just some fucked up shit here. There's a lot of stuff that I'd say we'd have to look at. Lollies are okay. Yeah. See, some of these videos are understandable. I love lollies. These two, I understand your concern, but he cheated. Yeah, no, like some of this seems understandable, but he stalked me. Like, I am completely sorry, but as you can see the time I'm posting this, is this really worth you constantly harassing other people of? Yeah, I'm not looking at the view count or how long ago these were posted. I'm looking at the thumbnails alone because the thumbnails and titles are what should grab me. Like, I am sorry, but there are some people. Sorry, nose. Okay, so the daycare situation. He actively goes out and searches for these groups because I very rarely run into them, and I play games that are usually predatory towards kids, such as Among Us, where there's usually children there. I play it because I like to learn about people, and I like to play it, and I don't take it seriously anymore because when I took it seriously, I would beat everybody, and it didn't feel fun, so I just quit and didn't take it seriously, and that's where the fun started happening is when you don't take it seriously. But if you didn't hear from my previous videos, I do plan on playing a custom version of the game mode. But all of this, like, I'm sorry, there are some moments that I might want to go ahead and I don't care if I get hate for this, but he's literally showing that he's willing to beat on people because that's shown his POV and a bruised VRChat avatar, which I believe might be the Rusk. I could be wrong. I know a lot of avatars, and there are certain situations where I say, yeah, it's fine to do this. I've actually heard about this one situation involving why some people want to be babies. It is for them to become childlike to feel much more safer, and because the internet should be a safe place for many people, it really shouldn't be for others. But there are moments where you could do certain things on there to help keep you safe. I've heard the good and the bad about people that are what are known as baby furs, those that will become babies. One of my friends got like kicked from a group that became a baby fur group. I did end up putting in a report about them because fuck that. I'm not about to let you get away with it because you kicked them and then became that and you didn't even put out an update notification saying, "Hey, yeah, we're changing groups." For all they knew, they were being kicked out of the group for, oh, breaking one of the rules. Put out a notification before you change the group. I did that. Many of the members in the group aren't actually attending the group to the point where I'm about to wipe it, and I'll let people join in if they want to join in. But this has been a problem for VRChat players is they come across these type YouTubers who will end up recording them and then make a video saying exposing. they're not really exposing as much as they are call themselves out as a stalker of these groups. Um, because he's actively looking for them. It's not like somebody who's just, oh, I came across this weird group and whatnot. He actively looked for them. And most of his videos are furry based, or at least furry based. And this has been a problem on both sides of the community of anime and furries is that they keep claiming that some of these e-girls that have like cat ears, cat tails, and like any form of animal type ears and tails. The problem is they're not fully furry, but when people try looking up for their models, they say, why isn't there a tag for this? And it's kind of a bit stupid. People will try to tell me a term from the animes that they watch. Oh, it's a demi-human. Not actually what they're called. They don't actually have a given name other than furry. Um, I got. I even decided to do something based on Venus for my OC. Zila. I'm hoping one day when I get skilled enough, I'm going to try making a 3D model of her to make for VRChat. I will make it public for people to go get freely to upload as their own unique version. And I would actually request, hey, please make a whole new texture palette for her that represents you. If you want your own private version, go right ahead, but please make sure that you at least put some unique items on it to help represent you. If you want to ever make it public, go right ahead. Because I'm not going to be one of those type of avatar creators that say, fuck you, don't make it public, or else I'm going to go ahead and do this and this and this. I understand the situation of not wanting to make an avatar public. But fully saying, oh, you can't make it public because you didn't do this, stupid. Because there's a loophole. And most of them that I don't think they realize. Oh, you can't make this public unless if you do heavy editing. Well, if you don't make it Quest compatible, you already set yourself up for the actual breaking of that. I've only run into one avatar creator who's done that. Um, but I've run into a lot of people who try to defend themselves and say, hey, yeah, this entire thing is very simple. You know what? I'm just gonna say this bluntly. VRChat has had this problem for years, but consent and reasons for why they'd be recording, which goes into this, the consent. I think we might want to look at like what VRChat has before we start diving in and saying, "Oh, they had no consent over it." I'm not caring. All right? I am not caring about like, "Oh, what is consensual and whatnot in terms of VRChat because there are some forms of content like where oh, do you want to cuddle when you ask that, but are you fine with me being recorded in a public setting? Okay, for those of you that are American, you might know part of this is if you're in a public area, you would understand that being recorded is common and allowed. It's one reason why those Trump images are allowed to go around as much as they have been. Because they are taken in public areas. Now, if it was taken in a building, not really fully private building. Like let's say that somebody walks into a Starbucks, you could still be recorded in those areas unless if the business says otherwise. There's like different necessary things, and VRChat is the whole place where it says. Now, there'd be certain reasons where I'd understand, but the creators would have to say, please, no recording to their world. None of them have. To my knowledge, I have seen no one say you cannot record this world. And some of them are because, oh, they're not safe for work worlds and whatnot. I have yet to see one actually do that actually got to keep their world. Because part of the issue is you make these things exposed to people, and then, yeah, obviously you're going to have issues here and there. Um, I've had different things go on here and there involving YouTubers. I've had somebody nearly commit suicide over it, and I just gave them the best bet I could do. Whole new account, whole new personality. Try to hide from these type people because once they start harassing you, like on you, these names, you cannot go back. Because they stalk you and start harassing you as much as they can. These thumbnails, thankfully, from this YouTuber, seems like he's only going after specific groups. And then saying, look at these furry degenerates. With the fact he already has a avatar based around himself, I think he's soon gonna fall down the rabbit hole of VTuber. Now, whether he goes into the furry side or not, he's heavily like put himself down the furry hole. Because if you looked at all his thumbnails, you'll see furry, 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 human furry. Like it just shows these type of people go up and harass people. I want to go ahead and show like what I'm seeing right now. I decided to click the more to see like what else was there to his description. He says he just makes funny vids messing around with his buds. Why does he call some of them exposing then? Did he just find out some of his friends were horrible furries? He's lying. That description of his YouTube channel probably wasn't made too long ago. Honestly, I don't really care about diving into VRChat people, but this is just one of many. This one just grabbed my attention because of a Discord server I'm in. I had to hide it, unlike some people who choose to expose it. And like the only issue is I just realized is his Discord was linked there. Please do not go up and harass these people. I would like for karma to strike them heavily. Oh no. He has a Patreon. I'm gonna look at it, but you guys are only gonna be able to see it has a free. Okay, that's a thing. That's a thing. What tiers has he got? He got 3 tiers, only one post. This is supposed to be your front page to your Patreon. I've seen some better work in it, but he's just a troll. It says it right here on the way he split his name there. He's just a troll. Now, with the fact that his YouTube channel is supposed to be based around this alien, the funny thing is that alien is technically xenophobic, but at the same time, it's what we believed aliens to be. Just not with the gray skin that we're used to. It varies based on color, but it's just a simple color change. Um, and personally, I I don't really see him being a kind person with the amount of videos. He's made 81 videos. The subscriber amount doesn't really matter to me, but the fact that he is a literal troll that has troll in his name. Now, the friend that reached out to me about this was just concerned about the VRChat YouTubing community. I've seen moments like this that get awfully bad. I've had moments where YouTubers are recorded in Friends Plus. Upon VRChat rules, they will not be recording themselves in those instances. But VRChat has actually given you full permission to record. In fact, I want to look up the rules of VRChat recording to see if this was even allowed. Creator guidelines is a thing. I'm going to just... Okay, found it. I was staring dead at it. VRChat's creator guidelines. Right here, be mindful when recording, right here. This entire section does it. So, now, the safe for content involves no gore. As you can see, I literally Googled it. I don't really care about doing this. Now, YouTubers like this that just go around and harass people, you could read all this you want because all this is what you should be basically reading. Because this is what many YouTubers should be following, and even some pornographers who do their shit on there if you're gonna record that, because like they have it right here about this. Right here is what would be necessary. Because this used to not be a thing. They used to heavily be against it. But now they're fully saying, hey, yeah, you guys can do this stuff. But it just says be mindful where you're recording. That's like, for the most part, people may not want to be on camera. Yet, if you come across famous YouTubers like Lolathon, you obviously have a high chance of being recorded, but you can request for him knowing that he is a famous YouTuber. Just hey, say, hey, could you not add me in your videos? The issue is he's also sometimes streaming. Same with his other buddies. They will stream constantly because CyberChamp will stream. Um, like you'll run into many of them that will end up be streaming. So be very cautious when you run into those people, or if you don't want to be recorded, the best bet if you don't ever want to be recorded, go into private instances because there are moments where it'd be safe to go into private instances, which basically means private groups and such. Like there are certain ones. In terms of actual groups, let's go ahead and cover over that as well. Oh, my thing's covering up a bit. I'm gonna scroll down a hair so that way it could be visible. So as you see, it's the section right above. This is all like creator guidelines, which is stupid how we don't have instant access when I checked on our website. I do have an account, but they point you to all the other ones. As you see, this mostly talks about just be active with your group and such. I've been in many groups that just end up dead. I have like two of them that are dead that I want to delete because of how inactive I am with the community and the fact that no one's actually been trying to say, hey, make instances, and none of them are actively trying to reach out to me. I want to delete them, but because there are users in them, I can't. They have to be empty. Otherwise, I have to pass it on to somebody who has VRChat Plus, has a linked account. You can see all of this. This is just showing you that in terms of groups, if you don't want him to be there, he doesn't have to be there. You can ban him if you run into somebody like him. But I'm gonna look for something else because they actually, yeah, here we go. In terms of avatars, content warning labels have to be used in certain ways, but many people are having their avatars taken down and wondering, why are my avatars being taken down? It's probably because they were wrongfully given the like tags claiming that they're everything just so they could stay up, but that's the reason why they're being taken down is because you try to cover all of them. Now, unless if you're a corpse fucker, I don't think you really need to have all of that because there's gore, violence, graphic violence, I mean, and extreme horror. Most times, extreme horror can go just as long aside extreme gore. No, it's excessive gore. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things that could cover over what content labeling is done. But I've been going around spouting what I believed was nonsense because they didn't have it. Now, there is certain things about avatar warnings that I will go over when I end up covering over what you're allowed and not allowed to do for avatars when I make videos talking about avatars, as I hope to do that. Same with worlds and such. But I'm just lightly scrolling through to see like what other things might actually be done. But yeah, there seems to be nothing bad. And there was one world that was doxing you, but it was localized to you alone, and a YouTuber accidentally doxed himself, not realizing that that world was literally doxing himself. It was basically a Captain Underpants thing based around the movie, which was a joke. And the way how they set it up is that it would reveal your local IP address. Now, I don't know what mine is, but do I care? No. The reason why I don't know what mine is because I don't need to actively look at it. And so I just have it like, oh, it exists. I don't care. If you want to dox me, go right ahead. Just be careful, because this neighborhood is dangerous. If you want to come actively hunt me down, be careful. Like, I'm fine with you attempting that. And I say attempting because most times when you see this neighborhood, maybe people just end up realizing neighbors are too damn crazy. I'll barely survive here. It's mostly because I live in a territory heavily filled with gang members. I am not associated with any of them, but I'm mostly worried about my neighbors to the right of me. They have a family, they have kids, and I'm worried about them getting exposed to the bullshit gangs that are around them. They're going to probably be one of those hood rats, the early hood rats, I mean, which means they're going to think, oh, living in the hood is the better life than living out on the regular streets. It isn't, and I hope they realize that. Now, I know many people are going to say hood rat is a bit racist here, but then you outright call yourself out for being racist towards whites, people, Asians, and that sort of thing. Because funny thing about it is hood rats is not inclusive, which I've had people get mad at me for agreeing with somebody calling somebody else a hood rat. First off, I wasn't saying it myself, and they're saying, oh, because you agreed with him, that basically means you said it. No, it didn't. Just because you agree with somebody's opinion doesn't mean you'll use the same term. Like, there's a difference between using the same term and whatnot. But involving the previous videos, I'm gonna continue to apologize about that because I should severely try not to do that. But I'm just a simple avatar maker that just wants to have a hobby diving into the random bullshit drama. And that YouTuber was just an anti-furry. He likes to harass people about furry content and say, "Oh, you're degenerate and all because you're a furry and yada yada yada." But he's claiming that he's exposing. He's not really doing any of that because first off, they already exist and all. But degenerates are basically most furries. I am one of the like well known to be degenerate furries, but at the very least, I can put it on like I can actually subdue and like make sure it doesn't get too crazy. But yet, many of you probably would still get pissed about me. I'm just trying to make videos, post out what I can, I just have a good time. But the fact that some people want to defend themselves from being stalkers and defend themselves from making YouTube videos and such, I just say go right ahead. You're only gonna make it worse for you potentially. Because how are you gonna defend yourself when you go and harass others? Now, if you could tell your community or people that find your stuff, say, hey, please don't go after them, you're outright trying to say if they go after them, it's not your fault. But with the fact that people have gone after other people, like out of the Plio's business or Bleo, like I've seen certain situations of children going after people because oh that guy seems to be a pedophile and whatnot, not even getting the full picture, not even understanding that the child in question lied about their age, whatnot. Like there are multiple moments where children can be predators and they assume oh because the child's coming out about this it must be the child's fault. There was a community that actually witnessed it. When the age was realized, our jaws dropped. There's plenty of people that could potentially go after him and actually get him banned if we wanted to, but I just want him to know he's no longer allowed near any of my friends anymore because of the amount of bullshit. And he's lost all the friends he had with us, but he's still going around being a predator towards adults and then claiming he was groomed by them. Like he's trying to weaponize them and trying to hide the fact that he was actually grooming the adults. Like it's an active thing that happens on the internet. But in real life, does that happen? It's actually a 1% chance that I could. 0.001% chance that it ever will happen. 1% that it can, not that it will. Now, these statistics are coming out of what I believe because they could be a lot lower. And honestly, there's a high chance it could be. But there's no real statistics of how much adults have been groomed by children, lied about. But there are moments where they'd have like sugar parents and whatnot. I'm mostly just upset with these type of people that exist that try to go up and harass people and say, "You're a bad person." Like, dude, no. Well, the content that guy made was his third video being that he was gonna get doxxed. Like, I would have been happy if he did, where the actual police went to his house and said, "Why the fuck you harassing people?" I would care less if he got arrested for just so happen to be selling drugs because he's always high or something. I don't go watch these people because I don't want to actually inflate their ego. If you want me to watch it, I'll watch it through your channel, but I'm not watching it with my channel. I'm not wanting to make an alt account where I go watch these type of people and dive fully down their videos. If I run across these people, I'll ban them from my world. If they have alt accounts, that's a red flag right there because I've run into one YouTuber who does just that. Now I'm gonna look through my Discord group and hopefully I can be able to get this shit done and over with about this last group that I have. Because in terms of drama, we've we've barely touched the surface with some of this. Um, you know what? I'm not gonna look through the server I'm in. I'm just gonna video drama. Okay. So, okay. So this was a long time ago. I'm hoping I can get to it. Instagram, nope, we don't need Instagram. YouTube, here we go. So, another group that goes up and harasses people is, uh, this guy, VRChat. Now, most of this, like, you can already see some of these thumbnails already seem like, what the fuck? People are already against you? Wait a minute. This thumbnail format. Okay, if you run across these YouTubers with this thumbnail format, like, dude, I wonder why furries shut you down. Like you said, VRChat needs to be shut down. Dude, VRChat's filled with furries. Let's continue scrolling. Let me in. Like, this guy has a lot less videos, but if I hear that their voices are the exact same, I could guarantee you that they're just both the same. I'm gonna go close these two things here. Oop, did not mean to click that. Yeah, this one has a lot more people. Less videos, however, meaning, hold up, some ain't right. And the thing is, these type people just go up, harass them, and they say, hey, which of these are good people I should continue to harass? Proxy chat has been one of the most retarded people I've run across who've actively said the most unhinged things to somebody to the point where he's debating committing suicide because he's been called a zoophile. Which, if you didn't know, those are animal fuckers. Which the guy in question just fucked another person who was wearing furry avatars. They both were wearing furry avatars, and apparently that's zoophilia? This shows how much furry haters actually are willing to bully others. And I hate to say this, but proxy chat is one of those TikTok people. So I gotta tell you, you run into him, block him, ban him, kick anyone else who is there has direct connections to him, and you're good to go. Because for the most part, this guy goes up with alt accounts and starts harassing everybody. He uses several alt accounts. I don't want you harassing him. I want you to ban all of his alts if you can and find out a single alt and let me know. This has been a major problem. These are just two out of I don't fucking know. Lolathon's one of the good type people who go up and scare PC users. Most times because he only makes PC onlys. So the lighthearted quest users don't get to see the major bad jump scares and whatnot. But Cyberchimp will occasionally do jump scares or funny moments. Lolathon heavily focuses on jump scare alongside another one of his pals who also does mostly jump scares. I say mostly because they're not always jump scare based. Sometimes they're just funny moment, but their videos are heavily filled with jump scares because they get a bit of a laugh out of it, and they do it to those that don't get emotionally damaged. They keep in mind who they do it to. There are some people who they jokingly tease with their arachnophobia I've seen happen. But for the most part, that hasn't been going on anymore. They've been they've been less bothered by that and less done to it. You know why? Because they reached out to him and told him to stop. They were friends with him and told him to please stop, and he did. I'm believing that's what happened because they are friends. I saw in the videos that their names were yellow, showing that, yeah, they are friends. I even saw one of my friends in Lolathon's videos, and I asked her, how was the experience with him? So far, from what I heard from her, it was good. It wasn't bad. Meaning, yeah, I'm right. People like that exist. Where there are kind VRChat Twitch streamers that don't actually do anything bad. They have many avatars turned off, shielded, and yet they're bots. Because safety. It's been a problem on VRChat that people just run around with avatars that literally are naked, and people just don't feel comfortable with a naked Rexium. I know there are a few people like that that exist. No, I haven't run into them. But there are certain moments where I will run into avatars and question why they have no clothes. Even if they're like safe for work, I question why is there no clothes, but I don't say why does your avatar not have clothes? But the different things going on, I'm mostly confused to why aren't you guys reporting these people if they're that bad? You just end up saying, hey, be careful of this YouTuber if you see them in a world. Report them on YouTube. Most of their content is bad then. But these thumbnails are just involving one or more avatars with text under it. They're rage bait. Those are rage bait thumbnails. Don't watch a single bit of their videos. I hadn't. So what's stopping you from ignoring them and for outright calling them out? So out of curiosity, I'm going to see what actually has been getting them the most views. So we're going to be looking at Troll. Let's see. See? This one. Dark truth about furry moderators and VRChat. I can guarantee you this wasn't with a real furry moderator, just with a world moderator or a group moderator. Not actually with real VRChat moderators, because I've run into one, and apparently rumors about me being a pedophile were going a long ways, which was very crazy. I even got suspended once because I reported a KKK avatar. So see, most of his videos, like, dude, yeah, they're getting views and all, but you see what's getting the most views? This. This one. This right here. Phantom sets. Phantom sense users hate me. I wonder fucking why. The thumbnail tells you why. Don't touch me. Why do they hate you? You tried touching somebody who said don't touch me. Like, you could probably touch them when they aren't looking. That won't affect their phantom sense. But then there are some people that are wearing hectic suits. So be careful, PC users. And I don't think Quest Standalone has one yet. The amount of like stupid things I'm running into with these guys is their biggest videos are, oh, I'm exposing these people and these people hate me. I wonder why. You make thumbnails and titles like that. The image almost looks like it was a child, but when I read the title, I was like, hold up. Why do you think they hate you? Like, it's obvious. I have one friend who will just shoot at people randomly, and yeah, he pisses people off that way, but he's not meaning to do it that way. And sometimes he's accidentally just blind firing his gun, not even looking where his gun is at, and it just so happens to hit somebody, or he's just aiming down somebody and forgot he's not supposed to hurt them, but does it. He does it accidentally all the time, but he's trying not to. He just gets caught up in his avatar and fires off a blast or so, and it obviously will hit somebody. One thing that I keep telling them to do, if you don't want to get hit by him, turn off his avatar. And they're like, no, no, I don't want to do that. You're part of the problem with the like shooting issue. If you have phantom pain to shooting, have avatars off. Now, if you have an open phantom sense where you can feel just about any type of pain, turn off an avatar isn't going to do much for you, but I would still recommend it. If you have phantom pain and don't trust somebody, turn off somebody's avatar. Have your shield setting set to where everything but their voices are set to off. Because you don't really need to see much of anything else. If I was going to end up streaming one day, I would reset up my safety settings so where even icons are blurred out of everyone, including friends. Because I know what some people are willing to do with their images, and it would be for safety that I just have them off. I've run into different people here and there, and I just gotta tell you, some people need to actually be children here and there, act like kids, and sometimes people just need a place to relax to, a safe setting and all. These YouTubers don't give a damn about what you care about, what safeties you have. Obviously, they care about what fetish you have, and will actually harass you about it. There are certain ones I would even agree with them, such as if you're open about some of your fetishes to the point where you say, "Are you into this?" and then you just start spouting it if they say yes. Like, dude, there is a consent line that you just fucking crossed. Uh, Honestly, there are some parts of it that's good, but if they actively are willing to show pictures of their fetish, what the fuck? I have a slight fetish towards pool toys, but no, I don't want to go fuck them. I say slight fetish because I enjoy them. I wouldn't mind having a pet pool toy that was a living pool toy. But the reality is, nothing can be filled with air, just air alone. So a pool toy would not be a living pool toy, sadly. So I couldn't have a pet. I would enjoy that, but sadly, that's not a real thing. It's not this bad. We're, oh, I'm gonna go fuck this animal. No, that's not what's going on. I want a cutesy pet, not something that's fuckable. If it has a big ass, I'd be questioning if it has a tumor in its ass. But then again, Pokemon fandom has its own pornography issue going on, and I honestly don't know what to say about it. There are certain things that I just noticed one thing about a video. Somebody got like Proxy or whatever the fuck his name is mad about VRChat families. And he says VRChat as two different things in his videos. Like, I'm sorry, VRChat's one word. If I go and look on the Steam page, it's one word. Their logo even shows one word. Two, like, roughly 3 syllables. VRChat. 3 syllables. With these type of people, I don't understand if VRChat wants to outright permanently ban them and whatnot, because they go up and harass them. These are the people I run across. I will literally just actively say, if you come across these YouTubers, block them, ban them from the groups, and have a ban ready to ban every single one that shows up. Because these type of people think, oh, I'm gonna go harass this person as much as I can. If you're in a friends plus, high chances are there's actually secretly a friend there that has you that blocks you right after they join. So unless if you're willing to actually look into who has you blocked section, you're most likely not gonna know how they're able to join back. I've run into these type of YouTubers one time, and that was through with everybody else. I never personally ran into them. But you see how fucked up these individuals are? I want you guys to have fun and stay safe. Because these anti-furry YouTubers don't give a damn about you. They give a damn about their communities. They care more about, oh, who can we harass today? They they don't care about the safety of everyone involved, which means they break TOS because they don't care about the safety of others. They don't care if their lives are in jeopardy afterwards. There are some people I've heard stories about that they don't want to be even mentioned on the internet or even known that they're like that, which sometimes goes into their voice being known by others to the point where they get harassed. And their stalker parent, who's also a child molester, just so happens to find out where they are. Get somebody hired to try to tell them, hey, unblock him, he's changed. Like, you see how fucked up that shit can be? None of that's okay. None of that. Now, I was told, before this and before my previous video, is that, oh, you should really get an editor. These are one-shot videos. I do them one take. I do whatever I can. Because I don't know how to edit. I can't afford to pay someone to be an editor, and my other friend can't really do it. Because even he doesn't know how to do it. We share a computer, but that's it. Honestly, with this amount of drama going on, I'm severely confused. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people these days? I'm just trying to sit here, relax, and then I find out that the server that was posted in has a moderator who doesn't know how to moderate. He's struggling, but he's at least getting there. He's earning my respect slowly after losing it several times after multiple pings towards his moderators. Like, he put at here, moderators. Like, I am sorry, but all the moderators are there. The ones that are active are still going to get the moderation ping regardless. The at here still affects him. You can't make it towards at here ping for those that are active. For those that don't want to get pinged won't get pinged. It's entirely stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna say this as I always do. Have fun, stay safe, and next up, hopefully, I can play Lego Batman, the video game, on my PC without crashing. Hopefully. Have fun, stay safe, you guys. Don't harass these YouTubers, just block them and be prepared to constantly kick them from the world. Because yes, they are willing to use alt accounts to harass people. If you can end up reporting one in VRChat, you're good to go. Because then all their alts can be taken down as long as you mention that they came at you with several alt accounts. Because in a way, if they get banned from your group, that just shows it. Now, if you run across these people, do not engage. Do not interact. If you get recorded by any of them, do not react. Report, vote to kick immediately. If there's not enough people, you're screwed. Just block them. And do not try telling everybody, hey, block them, block them. Don't. Just you personally, if you know it's one of these type of YouTubers, block them. Report them, and you're done and over with. Now, because of VRChat's reporting system, you can go in and report, and it gives you the option to block. And I would recommend it. Because upon doing that, you have at least saved yourself a headache. You've saved yourself the mental problem of, oh, there's a streamer here. I don't want to get stream sniped. That type of thing happens. Where some people actually actively have to block them so they don't get stream sniped. But for VRChat, that's not what's going on. They're mostly worried about, oh, is this person going to go up and harass me and whatnot? I want you guys to look out for these type of YouTubers and block them, cut ties to them. Don't try being their friend. Don't try saying they're good people. Because if you say they're good people in front of the people that they've harassed, you will be considered their next person to block. Considered. Because depending on how much they know you, they might understand you might have fallen for his tricks. Because these two are just a small portion of the amount of YouTubers, and this has been a problem for years. For a teen game like this to have this much drama, I was hoping it would be less. But Jesus fucking Christ, there's more than there even should be. And I just enjoy playing Lego games. Now you see why I'm not on VRChat as much, guys? Because this YouTuber type stuff is bullshit, and I'm not gonna stream it. If you guys are worried why I don't hop on mini games that much that are online, is because there are these type people. They'll ruin a game for you, and I'm trying to reduce the amount of time I'm on Warframe alone. Personally, I just gotta tell you, drama's drama. I'll dive in it. I just need you guys to cut ties to them if you're friends with them for your own sanity, so you don't become the next victim or the next weaponized victim. Because you could be weaponized in a way that, oh, you're always in that world with that person. I can always go join them and harass them. And then you see the ugly side that they have. Personally, these type YouTubers think that they could get away with being assholes. YouTube can't outright do anything about it. It's every person who watches them. Go in, report them, tell them what's going on, and hopefully, if everything goes right, they're banned on YouTube. They're banned on VRChat. They're banned from these games and unable to be on them. Worst case scenario, they have a whole mob getting us banned for just outright calling them out for the harassment and bullying that they've done to us and our communities. In terms of VRChat bullshittery, I am teetering on quitting because of this alone. It's not because of the harassment I heard that's coming my way. Honestly, if Bleo really wants to go after me, then he should try and get contact with me so we can talk it out and explain why after 2 years he's continuing this bullshittery. Because he needs to man up and realize this drama should ended before the 2 year mark. But it's hit 2 years now. These screenshots have been saved for over 2 years. And you really think he's a good person? He doesn't like drama, but he won't let drama drop. He'll stalk people, put their information out there through DMs, saying, hey, here's evidence. That's not evidence. That's revealing victims. What do you take me for? Some dumbass? Part of that harassment that happened with her wasn't harassment. She just tried reaching out to them about avatars and was worried about her avatars. And that was all before she met me and tried commissioning me for a few avatars. Now, I say commission with lighthearted because my commissions, as they are, there's just people requesting avatars off of me. That's it. I'm uploading them willingly. I am doing this willingly. And part of my rules is remind me daily about it. Remind me as much as you can about it so I could get to it. If you notice, I had Unity open at the bottom of my taskbar. That's because I'm trying to work on avatars, but then this drama pops up. I'm about to quit VRChat, but I'm not about to quit these avatars. I have a deadline to meet with some of these. Some of them I'm past the fucking deadline. And no, it's not because of drama, it's because of personal things that are going on in my life. Personally, I just gotta tell you guys, the amount of drama going on, do we really need to continue on the harassment? For all this shit going on, do we really need to have these YouTubers that are clickbaiting, harassing others? Just report them if you see them on your For You page and leave it at that. If you find that you're actively watching people that expose people, just go in and report them. Alright? Because I've run into a share fair of assholes who will dox you, as they say. But they're not doxing because they're finding out your internet router, which if I used my data, they'd have a hard time tracking me. Because they'd be confused when I say I'm in Oklahoma and then they see Texas. My data comes from Texas. My internet comes from Oklahoma. I can swap over to my data and confuse the fuck out of all of them if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not really that afraid to get doxxed. Because honestly, if I get doxxed, what are they going to do with that information? Share it across the internet? Then what? To my knowledge, they usually get arrested within a few days as their IP gets leaked to government officials, and then they're arrested and potentially given an extreme penalty. such as 24 years in prison or such. Like, I'm not afraid because I can get doxxed all I want. What would be the biggest problem? Somebody comes to my door and says, I'm here to kill you. Now, obviously, people aren't going to say that, but that's like the closest thing that'll happen. That's like the rarest thing because most people who actually follow IP addresses, my local neighborhood, I can guarantee you most users are not in my local town that would even give a fuck. They're more worried about the Trump situation, about drama involving their gangs. They don't care about me. Even if I was called out for being like some form of pedophile with no evidence or even fake evidence, they wouldn't really care. Now, granted, they would care if there was actual evidence most times, but they wouldn't really care because they're more worried about other things that are like more important to them. So what I gotta tell you is, if you see these YouTubers, don't interact with them. If you see YouTubers like Lolathon, if he ends up recording you, if he's there, make sure you let him know not to record you. Or just, like, block him, and then when he leaves, unblock him. It's a safer way to do that than anything else. If you're prone to jump scares and see YouTubers like that, block their avatar if you're on PC. If you're on Quest, you're most likely just going to see an imposter. Because VRChat is pushing imposters more than fallbacks. You know, the thing we struggle to make for avatars, the one thing I have as a Toriel that I personally chose to represent me, that's all thrown out the window, and it looks like I'm not allowed to keep my fallback. Why, VRChat? Took the dumbest route. Now, I'd get for Android purposes, like for phone wise, but for Apple, you know, where there are children, that's a heavy amounts of children because of iPad kids. Now, the iPad kids is a term that is just used. It's not really referring to those are the kids that actually have iPads. Because I've grown up with different types of tablets, and I've played several different types of games, but I've never went on any online games on those, mostly because I was scared. The only one I ever done that I actually decided to get back into was Pixel Gun 3D. In terms of games, it's gone downhill. There's now something that's made me pissed about the mobile and console side of things. I do not get to turn off aim assist. That is somehow put on a mobile game? A game that never had it in the first place. Why? Why is there like aim assist in a mobile game? It's just confusing. You built it heavily for mobile, but now anyone who uses a controller or plays it on the phone now has to put up with that. It's Steam Deck compatible. That should be an option. But now people, the way to turn it off for controller users is they at least have a way around it. Mobile users, if you hate aim assist, quit the game altogether. Try to get a PC or Steam Deck, and you can play it better, or something like the Steam Deck, because there are systems similar to the Steam Deck that you can run several versions of like Steam on it, and it can still register your device as a controller. Personally, though, I gotta tell you, I will do a controller review over controllers like this. Official controllers that I'll do a review over. Only one problem is one controller I do not have that I cannot test anymore is a Switch Pro controller. I have an Xbox controller, 360, and two knockoff controllers that I could use to help talk about. I say knockoff as it is third party, third party made. I have extra controllers just to try them out. That is a PlayStation 4 controller. I got that recently during the time of PlayStation 5 already being out because PlayStation 4 controllers are leaving. But for the most part, you guys have fun, stay safe, try to stay out of drama, block any of these type of YouTubers that try to harass you. Have fun and stay safe.